Alright, welcome back to episode 9 of the Coach Cast.
Episode 9, welcome Jackson.
How are you, man?
That is the best, man. Can we
you do it again? Do it again. Alright, hopefully, if you don't know what that means, then
if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Coach cast or couch cast?
How you going, Mike?
I'm fantastic.
I was just showing Mike our shares in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Fuck Bitcoin.
Oh man,
I haven't even put that much money into it. So
yeah, that's true. I think I checked it. I own 0.000856617% of a Bitcoin.
I took all of my Bitcoin out before it dipped, which I'm pretty lucky. It was only there, probably 0.
Oh, did you take it out?
Yeah, but that was well before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't a smart idea.
Well, we're hoping we've got our hands on our XRP. Hopefully that goes through. By the way, guys, don't take any fucking shares advice from us.
I thought I was killing it. You know, I was like one of those. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I got a few hot tips, and then I was like one of those guys that would like. I had some solid coins that were just like long distance coins, and they were just plugging away slowly. And I was like, "Fuck this!" I seen all the ones that were kept jumping up real quickly, so I took them out and put them into the little shitty coins, made a quick buck or two, and then bang,
everything dropped.
Lost half of my money in a week.
Our advice comes straight from our clients. Any of our clients who are corporate, we're like, so what should we put money in?
What should we invest in?
And then like they tell us and then we do it. And that's the best advice that we get the whole time. Other than that, we're completely winging it.
By the way, this episode is going to be on calories.
Yes, so
we just tried to introduce that.
That's okay. Well, so
not
welcome back, everyone. We're not talking about Bitcoin and shares today. That's definitely not our area of expertise. But what we will be talking about is calories, calorie counting, calorie tracking. Is calorie counting obsessive? Calorie deficit, calorie surplus, all things calories.
This should be fun.
But before we get into that,
we might piss some people off.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, let's talk about what pisses us off.
What grinds your gears, Jackson?
Sorry,
that one again. Should I do it again into the camera?
Yeah, go.
So what grinds your gears?
So, well, what about that post that you made on Instagram today?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, that's why I did a little post on motherfuckers skipping on the red square.
Yeah, so
just like multiple people, like guys like doing workouts of the days together, skipping next to each other. Like that takes up a lot of fucking space.
Yeah.
Stop skipping where people are trying to like work out and there's not a lot of space in that area. So that's the worst possible space to be skipping in.
Yeah, and for those who don't know who train in a gym like ours, we have the middle of the gym that we call the red square. It's this big red square and there's like a few cables and stuff like that there. And like it's an area that hosts a lot of PT sessions as well.
Yes. So
warm-ups, cool downs and all that sort of stuff. And there's just like we're very lucky to have such a big fucking gym in our workspace, and people just think that it's a good idea to just skip in the middle of like a place where it's not made to be skipped in. Like we have a stretch area, we have a little freestyle area down the back as well. Like, and I understand people are trying to do, like CrossFit stuff and, fair enough, each your own. But we also have a freaking balcony, man. Like go on the balcony. Like why take up all this unnecessary space when people are trying to run a PT session? So Mikey also made a little Instagram reel that we recorded that we found hilarious.
Got so many good reactions from that. I'm thinking of doing a part 2.
I think you should. I'm gonna release my one on Monday.
Yeah,
it's gonna be about people who like to slam their weights unnecessarily.
That's a good one.
Like anything like under 150 of a deadlift. Even 160?
No, but there's a difference between dropping your weight and slamming the weight down.
Yeah.
Trying to put a hole in the fucking floor. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's fucking ridiculous.
It doesn't matter who you are. There's going to be a weight that is heavy as fuck to you.
Of course.
Right? 250 might be heavy for you. Some people, 100 might be heavy for them.
Yeah, definitely.
I understand that shit might be heavy to fucking lift. You can drop it down, like just put it down. Like it doesn't matter if you let it go, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
and we don't have good flooring at our gym on a fucking good day, let alone people just fucking going bang and fucking.
People at Bondi Platinum would know, like if you, like even if you're doing a squat, you can fucking feel your feet dipping through the floor.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the floor has been broken that many fucking times.
Man, I was trying to set up a fucking deadlift the other day, and I'm trying to set it up for my client, and the bar keeps rolling.
He keeps crawling
And
away.
I'm like, mate, stay here. It's like trying to fucking it's like trying to tell your dog to sit because you're trying to go get his food. Just sit and stay.
Sorry, I don't know what that noise was too. That was good. Do you want to update us on your week, Jackson? How's your week going?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I can't complain. It's been pretty busy. I just feel like by the time we get to the end of week, every time we're just fried and tired, and all I want to do is go home and eat Krispy Kremes. But other than that, things are pretty well, man. Like
it was really hard for me not to order Krispy Kreme last night. So hard. The only thing that stopped me was like 9:30 at night. I was like, by the time it gets here, it'll be like 10, 15. Probably not a good idea.
Man, last week I ordered Uber Eats, right? I was so salty. I was so upset. I ordered Uber Eats. Now, for anyone who knows me, I love a good fucking omelette. Just a good omelette with like ham, cheese, tomato, a bit of shallots, like, you know, a bit of sourdough bread.
Oh, your version of Uber Eats is way different to mine.
Anyway, I ordered it. It was like 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Beautiful. Wake up, have a coffee, loving life. I ordered this Uber Eats. It says like 10 o'clock arrival, 10:15. I'm like, cool, I can deal with that. Go have a shower, brush my teeth. 10:30 rolls around, it's still not there. And then I look and this guy's not moving. And I'm like, why the fuck is this guy not moving? Like, I messaged the guy, I'm like, hey bro, how much longer are you going to be? Yeah, I'm that guy. Fuck off. Like, the guy's not moving. Exactly.
Of course you have to text him.
100%. So I message him and he calls me. He goes, he goes, hey bro, I just got in a car accident. I'm gonna cancel the order. And I'm like, oh, I want to be upset, but I can't. I'm like, are you all good? And he's like, yeah, I'm all good. I'm like, all right, cool. Bye. And then I get pissed off.
I'll give you a 5-star rating if you leave your car now and walk my food over to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was around the corner from my house.
I would have just actually I probably wouldn't have. I would have just go meet the guy. All good here?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. I'll take that.
I was so upset, man. So upset.
Love Uber Eats.
But
I ordered Uber Eats last weekend like 5 times.
Oh yeah, me
no
too.
No joke.
Me too. Oh, actually, another Uber Eats. I just have bad luck with Uber Eats, man. Like this guy, I was at my brother's place and his apartment's a bit hard to navigate. So I like,
oh, that shit's so annoying,
bro. He left it next door. Like I had to go next door into the other apartment blocks, and I was like, this is a fucking joke.
Where I lived before in Mascot, there was 2 entrances to the building. Well, technically, like one street here on the other side of the road. Separate streets, same access. The guy goes underground where there's no service. First of all, what the fuck are you doing underground? I'm trying to call the guy.
You're trying to dig a tunnel to your apartment.
Yeah, I try to call the guy. He's like, no idea. Like, obviously, he goes straight to voicemail, no service. Yeah. I was waiting for this guy for an hour. I went underground following him through the car park. Eventually, I go up to my apartment, like, call, like, what's going on here? And he finally manages to call the intercom. An hour later, since he arrived at the fucking building.
That's the worst. The worst, I think the biggest pet hate with a Uber Eats delivery is when they complete the order and it's not there. Like nothing burns your soul more when you just see your order has been completed and there's no fucking food.
That grinds my gears.
Well, getting on to our topic today. So calories. By the way, all my Uber Eats are tracked. I don't know about Mikey's.
Not.
So
I know it fits though.
Yeah.
I came in on Monday this week after my like 5 Uber Eats and I was 3 kilos heavier and I was like, see, it fits.
So let's talk about what are calories. You know, Mikey, start us off. What your knowledge or your definition are calories, and how do you interpret the understanding of that?
Calories for me is some like your body's breakdown of nutrients and food after consumption. Yeah,
cool. So from there, it's like me personally, what I have very similar like understanding of what calories is basically it's how much you need to eat to survive.
Yep.
And then there's your total daily energy expenditure, which we've kind of covered before.
Yes.
And basically if you by doing fuck all, you burn X amount, and then when you move and go about your day and then exercise, you burn an X amount again, and then you put those two together.
Yep.
And that's how much you essentially need to eat to maintain your body weight.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of this stuff goes off body weight. Now, me personally, I don't know about you, Mikey, I don't give a fuck about body weight.
Yeah.
I think it's a good navigation and I think it's a good measurement tool, but I don't think someone's self-worth should be measured off body weight.
No. When I'm speaking with clients, I tell them your weight is the last thing I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, let's weigh ourselves every week, every 2 weeks, but this is just kind of to see how things are moving. Like, my clients before they met me would weigh themselves every day. Yeah. And be like, yesterday I weighed in and I was 2 kilos heavier. I was like, fucking, you know, there's so much that goes on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like fuck looking at the scale for a second.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so we've covered last week. Was it last week or the week before? So
the week before.
Essentially, your body needs X amount of calories to just live, BMR. And then what did we speak about last week? Was the non-planned exercise?
So yeah, so the amount of like calories that you can burn just by going for a walk and moving every day and all those sort of things. Now this is more so a whole, like an approach to all those things. So tracking your calories is basically like you're going to be putting in the amount of food that you're eating into an application that with the main one we use is MyFitnessPal, which is an app on the App Store. And you put that in and you'll now, just before we go forward, I will always dedicate the calories. MyFitnessPal's algorithms are not always correct.
Yes, definitely.
So we always dedicate the calories for the client and we tell them to eat the calories and the macros. Now, macros might sound like a foreign term to a lot of people, but macros is macronutrients. Yeah. And that is essentially your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. And then we have micronutrients, which is like your small things like your vitamins and minerals and all that sort of stuff.
And just for people that aren't that, that educated on, like, let's say they can't afford a PT or they don't even want to ask the question, should we give them a little breakdown on some of the things you might be able to do to find a maintenance calories? Yeah,
for sure. So like, put it this way, I'll wrap myself out here. When I work out someone's calories, either they tell me how much they're already eating or I'll go on tdee.com and I'll type in their age, their height and their weight, which anyone can do on the internet, and their movement, and I'll judge based off what they've told me off a consultation and be like, okay, well, you probably need to eat this much. Now, if you go onto that, anyone who wants to do this, if you go onto that and you say, okay, I'm Sally, I'm 24 and I move this much and I weigh this much and I'm this tall, but you already have been tracking and you've been eating 1,200 calories and that tells you to eat 2,000 calories, then that's not your maintenance. 1,200 is your maintenance. Yeah. So like, just to keep that 100%.
In mind.
But so it will spit out a number with maybe some macros as well. And now we usually prescribe that as well. Now the reason macros is so important is because macros is essentially what's going to be the main dictator of how you're going to look. Yeah. So your protein's important, or not so much how you're going to look, but with other things as well, like recovery, energy levels, hormones.
A whole bunch of things.
It's a massive thing. Yeah. Like we could go on hours and hours about how important each macros and calories are. But just to keep anyone not to get confused, the thing that I like to go off is energy balance is king.
Yes.
Energy balance is always king. Therefore, calories is always king. Yes. So I don't know if anyone's seen on YouTube people who are like, oh, I've lost weight on eating McDonald's every day. Of course it's possible. Yeah. Is it healthy? No, but energy balance is key. Yeah. Now, you've mentioned before as well, Mikey, that when you were dieting, you were you had to eat a chocolate every day.
Yeah, so that was kind of like, obviously I'm addicted to chocolate and that's my thing, but it was also my way to kind of experiment on this theory of calories in versus calories out.
Yes.
I don't know why the fuck that's such a tongue twister for me. Every time I say it, I stutter. So it's exactly right. I would eat 2 chocolate bars every single day. And yes, I lost about 6 kilos, and that's 6 kilos for someone that wasn't overweight at all. Just more body fat than anything. Yeah. Right? So, definitely going off energy expenditure. That's how we're kind of basing our calories off.
Yeah, and I think the good thing that you pointed out as well was that, not everyone can afford a PT. And, the importance of this, and this is what we're kind of trying to get across here, is that it is such a useful tool that you could literally not go to the gym and just take the whole energy balance approach of tracking your macros and your calories and all that sort of stuff and still lose weight. Provided that you are like going for a walk or being active in some sort of way, or even if you're not, I'm pretty sure you still could.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot harder.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, like it's still very possible. So for those people who are like, oh, like I don't have a PT and, you know, I don't know where to start, like go on TDE.com.
This is the beauty of this fucking theory is any motherfucker out there can use this theory and be like, I want to lose weight, but I can't afford a gym membership. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. TDEE.com. Track your fucking calories.
Yeah.
You will lose weight.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
it's scientific. Like anyone who tells me
all
that.
there is to it.
Yeah, there's no intermittent fasting. There's no vegan. There's no keto. There's none of that shit. And I hope something that we can sort of get across here is why are these Weight Watchers and all these sort of fad diets so popular and why do they get results? Because in one way or another, you are creating a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
By intermittent fasting, you're restricting the amount of food that you're eating in a given window. By default, you're probably eating less food throughout the day.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are expending more than what you're eating.
Yeah. I have a few people telling me they do, like a new client, right? Maybe started a few weeks ago. He's like, oh, just so you know, like I fast from 6 p.m. till 12 the next day. Or, okay, let's say he eats from 12 p.m. till 6 p.m. That's the only time he eats. And I was like, okay, look, I'm not going to tell you to stop fasting. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Can I ask you why? He's like, oh, because, you know, like, then I can't, like, I'm not eating before bed. And so you're eating 2,000 calories, but from 12 till 6. He's like, yeah. I was like, why wouldn't you just have 12,000 calories from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. and just eat more protein? He's like, oh, well, you know, like,
yeah, 100%.
Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
Like, not to fucking intermittent fast. They're just,
of course. And we said this on our last podcast. Whatever works for you, go for it.
Yeah.
Like we're not shitting on anyone, but what we want to know is that what we want people to realize is that you can live a lot more balanced lifestyle using these things.
Yeah.
Like for me, I know like people are like, oh, you know, like, oh, like I'm crazy because I track so religiously. It's like, yeah, but like I literally just spoke about ordering Uber Eats.
Yeah.
And like I still look decently.
Yeah.
Ish.
Except horrible.
Well, I'm still getting the results that I need. That's the main thing there.
Yeah.
So like I'm still living a lifestyle that serves me, and you know, some might call me an extremist, but you know what, or obsessive. And this is another topic.
We'll get into that in a second. Yeah.
And you know, like I remember once like with a certain person that used to be in my life, it was like one of the biggest arguments I had with this person, and it was basically about calories. And she's like, "Why are you tracking? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "It's not true. Like, just eat healthy." And I'm like, piss me the fuck off.
That's the thing. Like, it's such a not even a touchy subject, but it's so, I don't know what the word is, but I'm like the way what we want to kind of bring to light here is that it's fucking simple.
It is. It is.
Let's stop overcomplicating this shit.
Yeah.
With fucking stupid diets, and like it's so simple.
It is, and that's the thing.
But it's not easy.
It's, of course, 100%. And there's something I want to like say as well. Like
very important.
I've had, let's say I've had over 100 consultations in my personal training career.
Yeah.
I reckon 2 have I come across that have been like, I know how to track calories. Like,
oh,
legit.
100%.
And that's the thing that's something that's not good, because the people who don't know about it are telling me that they've tried X, Y, and Z. So let's say a Weight Watchers or a fucking Jenny Craig or Light and Easy, whatever it might be. But you know, they haven't tried being accountable.
Yeah. How many times have you been like, you got to that point in the conversation, okay, cool, so you're tracking calories?
What's a calorie?
Like
yeah, it's fucking Jiminy Cricket.
That's like on my watch, or it's fucking okay. So it's not easy, but it's simple. I've said this countless amount of times to all my clients. Like if it was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone knows this, but it's simple. Like the equation is fucking 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how simple it is.
100%. And the thing is, where people get thrown off by this is 2 main things. Again, we're going to go back to tracking. Is it obsessive? I personally don't think it's obsessive. You know what's being obsessive is when you are feeling emotional and you go and eat bad food and you feel shit about yourself.
That's definitely obsessive.
That is obsessively bad mental health. Like that's just bad. So don't tell me that, you know, it's bad to to weigh your food and track it. And that's another big thing is weighing your food. Oh, why should I weigh my food? Because you need to know how much you're fucking eating, man. You want to lose weight and you're trying to tell me, you're coming to me that I need to do this and I need to look better, but you don't want to put in the fucking work, what it takes to do that. So you're trying to tell me you don't want to be accountable. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I hear. Yeah. And it upsets me to my core because it's like, you know, you could do this. And again, it's easy, but it's not like easy to do. You know, it's simple, but it's not easy.
I think a lot of people come to us with the hope of losing weight or losing fat, and they're hoping for this magic pill that we're going to give them. And then we say, no, so you need to start tracking. And they're like, it's almost like they knew, but they didn't want to believe it. And then they finally seeked out this professional help and they're like, no. So you need to start tracking calories. And you're like, well, most people are just not willing to do that. Like if you're willing to neglect your body for the last 5 years with no training, like shitty diets, but you got to do something as simple as you're already fucking on your phone 24/7.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you just start
logging what the fuck you're eating?
Okay, so let's go back for a second before we get into calories of being obsessive. There's one thing that we talk about with MyFitnessPal, and a lot of people are like, oh, let's talk about just general, like the general public. Okay, we're not talking about different fucking cultures of food here. There's a special thing on this app where you can click on this button, one tap. And then you can just scan a fucking barcode. Voila.
And it comes up.
The food is up.
The food is there.
Don't fucking sit here and tell me that it's like, yes, it is a little bit time consuming, but like 5 seconds.
MyFitnessPal also has one of the largest databases of food than any other app. Like literally, like, you know, and again, you've gone into cultures. It's like going to the like international cuisine section in Coles and scan it, and I promise you will fucking come up.
100%.
I promise you it will.
Definitely.
And if it's got a barcode, fucking scan it. And you know what? If it's really that bad and it's not in MyFitnessPal, fucking add it, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how many meals I've added? Like so many. No, I'm not even kidding. Because like, you know why? Because I want to know what I'm putting into my body. Because I want to be accountable. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to do what it takes to lose weight. And the thing is, people will come back to us and they'll say, oh, like an existing client, not that this has happened, but I'm sure it will, or maybe it has, but they'll come back to us and say, oh, I'm not losing weight. Well, are you tracking your macros? Are you tracking your calories?
That's happened to me.
Like,
definitely.
Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, well, then why are you complaining to me? Like, sometimes that, you know, I'm being very aggressive in this, but it's because, you know, if you just do what I've set out for you, you know, then you would get the result. And I've said this so many times. I actually had a consultation the other day and I'm like, look, man, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I can promise you the best results in the world. I'm pretty confident in that I can get you the exact result that you want. But unless you give me the 100% effort, then my promise means absolute shit. Yeah. And that's the case for you and I a lot because we're fairly confident in what we can do and the service that we deliver. But unless that person is willing to put in the effort to actually get the result they want, then they're not going to get there. And then they're going to complain to us and say that we deliver a shit service, but it's they don't want to put in the work.
That's the biggest thing. You like, I don't know. I think it's like I said before, people are just hoping for some magic pill. This is another thing that grinds my gears. I think I tagged you on Facebook. Like Channel 9 News or something posted some fucking thing about a trial drug being brought out to basically help you lose weight without exercising. Like, why the fuck are you promoting that shit?
I know, and imagine what that does for you, like, overall. Like, could you imagine also, like, your mental health? Like, you're not training. Do you understand what training does for you?
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's another topic altogether. But look, to bring it back to calories, what I'm going to say is I'm going to put this in the most simple terms as possible. Everyone who's listening, I'm pretty sure you all track your money. Now, James Smith uses this analogy a lot, and I think it is well fucking done. Yeah. Because if you track your money and you say, okay, I spent this week, let's say $2,000. Now, that's not to scale to calories, but anything like that. But let's say you spend $2,000, but you're earning a week $2,000. You're not saving any fucking money. Yeah. Now, I don't know about anyone else. I would look at that and be like, fuck, I need to save money. Yeah. So if you're not tracking your calories and you're earning X amount of calories or money, whatever you want to put it. Start fucking saving your calories.
Yeah.
Start fucking tracking that shit. Start looking at things and being like, okay, shit, I need to.
It's such a good analogy. Like as soon as your pay comes in, you're like, cool. So I need to put $200 away for food. I need to put $400 away for PT. I need to put $300 away for rent. Blah, blah. You might not even do that physically, write it down, but you sure as shit doing that in your head.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of where we come into. Okay, I don't track now, but there's been times where I've wanted to lose weight, wanted to lose fat, and I've done that. I've tracked.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I don't have that goal of fucking, losing body fat or losing weight.
That's a good point. And that's the thing, that we're not saying you got to track like me 563 days in a row. I'm actually not asking you of that. I actually don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if you have a goal and you want to hit that goal, then this is probably the best way to do
exactly.
it. If it's weight loss, which has been the main topic we've been speaking about, if it's putting on weight as well, or even if it's just maintenance, then I think it's a good idea to do.
Yeah.
Because you will instantly see changes in your body and you will feel differently for many reasons, energy-wise in the gym, recovery, hormones, all that sort of stuff. Like, a big thing is like women when dieting, it's like, a big thing that's happened is like when they've done these fad diets of like, Weight Watchers or whatever it was. And I'm not just bagging out them. There's so many other ones out there. I've fucking heard of something called like a jelly diet where you just eat jelly, for like 30 days, which is fucking stupid. And if you look at a current affair, and I'm sure there's fucking other ones out there. So my point is that a big thing that happens is that, women go into a deficit for a long period of time and they actually lose their period.
Yeah.
And then they come to us and they're like, I haven't had my period in 6 months. And I'm like, whoa, like this is serious.
Yeah.
That's part of a woman's
It's like part of being a woman.
Yeah, exactly. So, the reason that we praise this so much is because it's such a all for one holistic type approach that just has all the packages in there. Like it ticks all the boxes. And it's like, if you were to just look after, do these sort of things, then something like losing your period won't happen. And it's possible because, when you're in a deficit for a long period of time, those things can obviously happen.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I just think that I put this as the number one way when it comes to trying to get some sort of result.
And that's, so we're not really targeting 100% of the population. We're targeting, I guess, goal specific. If you have a goal in mind, if you have anything like that, right? Tracking calories is going to be the best tool you can use. Okay. So we're kind of basing this off 3 main topics: calorie deficit, surplus, maintenance. Should we kick it off with a little bit more detail into deficit? We spoke a little bit about that.
With a deficit, man, it comes down to, you need to eat less you need to eat less compared to and burn more.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it goes. Eat less, move more. Yeah. So
if you have the goal of, so this is in particular, right, for, I guess, body fat loss or fat loss, sorry.
Yeah, fat loss.
Weight loss. I guess that's it, really.
Yeah. So like, again, we're not big fans of the scale, but I will use it as a measuring tool if you're trying to lose belly fat or whatever it is that you're trying to do, trying to lose weight or get leaner. I will use that as a tool. And basically, let's say, for example, your maintenance is 2,000 calories and you're either male or female, whatever. I'll put you into a deficit of like maybe 500 calories is usually
depending on who you are.
A basic one.
Yeah.
Or another big one is, maybe a little bit less, go a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
So maybe like if you're 2,000, I'll put you on 1,400 or 1,420.
Yeah.
Something like that. And, you'll definitely see some sort of drop. Now, there's like obviously a lot of things to take into consideration there, but usually when that happens, I like to put my protein nice and high.
Yep.
Now, the reason for that is because you want to maintain as much muscle as possible.
Yes, which is, I think, everyone's goal.
Exactly.
I think the majority of people's goals out there, especially when clients come to us, is I want to lose fat and put on muscle. Those are the kind of, like, most people don't either want to, like, if you ask any bodybuilder that wants to lose body fat, do you want to lose muscle as well?
Oh, definitely
Fuck
not.
No. Okay.
Definitely not.
So that's why we put our protein as high as possible. Well, not as high as possible, just keeping maintaining high levels of protein, so we can keep maintain as much muscle as possible. And then obviously we can go a little bit further into detail when it comes to protein. Obviously, in a deficit, it's very important because you're starving yourself.
Yeah.
Now we know that protein is good for, I don't know, the word is satiety.
Yes, it's highly satiating.
Satiating, okay?
Yes.
Got that one? Yeah. So essentially, it's going to keep you fuller for longer, which is fucking important when you're in a deficit.
Of course.
So important. Okay. You want to be you want to be fuller for longer because you're going to be eating a lot less. The next one would be it's good for recovery.
Recovery, as well as like. The big thing is that like a lot of people go into like, when I'm in a deficit, I'm going to lose muscle. No. You can actually build muscle in a deficit if it's done correctly. Yeah. If you're training properly and you're following a well-designed program, and your coach or whoever, if you're doing it yourself, is not dropping your calories too much straight away, and your protein's nice and high, then you're going to probably build some muscle in your deficit as well, which is awesome. And we've made that analogy before. If you have a sculpture and you're trying to build this sculpture up and you're trying to chip away at it and lose and lean it out, and you want something to reveal. You know what I mean? You want muscle to reveal. Yeah, definitely. Usually what I go by is proteins. I go 1.8 to 2.2 per kilogram. So there's that weight coming in as a measurement tool. And then, fats is also a real important one, especially for women, because it's hormones as well. Yeah. And usually when fats get dropped really low, that's where that period
the hormones start to drop off.
So I like to go 0.5 to 1 gram per kilo. Yeah. And then carbs is always left over, because carbs is your main source of energy. So you sort of want to leave a lot of that there.
And this is a kind of like, this is where things kind of get interesting. Carbs is like touchy for some people.
I know. Like, it's so silly. Like, I won't say stupid. It's just silly.
Okay. Here's a way to put it, right? This is a really interesting way to put things. Okay. So let's go off the three main macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbs. Okay. We know that in 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fats,
look at me for confirmation.
Ready? Yeah, just making sure. So 4 calories per 1 gram of protein, 9 calories per 1 gram of fat.
Yes.
4 calories for a gram of carbs. It's the same as protein. So why the fuck are you starving yourself of carbs? Like, you need that for fuel.
Yeah, it's because when people drop carbs, they lose weight instantly.
Yeah, but
it's silly. And the only reason that you do that is because of like water retention, basically. Like, you retain less water.
And then, so this is why things like the no carb diets are interesting, because the first 2 weeks is when you probably jump on a scale and be like, fucking hell, that's 5 kilos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next week after that, you're like struggling for air.
Yeah.
And you still haven't lost any weight. And you still haven't lost any.
Something that I've learned really importantly as well is that people, that what they need to understand is that, we don't need energy just to move every day, but like, our brain needs calories to survive. So like, what people need to understand is, when you cut carbohydrates or calories in general, excuse me.
Yes. Take your time.
People usually, when you hit that around 120 grams of carbs mark, your brain will become foggier. That's factual.
Yeah.
They call it like a diet brain, or like deficit brain, because like, you become a little bit more sloppier, you're slower, like you drop shit a bit more, like, because you're restricting the amount of food that's in you. Like, people need to understand that. Like, don't cut your carbs so low. If you're competing for whatever reason, and you're pushing in the last 2 weeks of a diet, then whatever, like, different story. Everything is in context. But my point is that, like, if you're like Gen Pop and you're like trying to just lose some fucking weight and you want to lose 10 kilos, then don't fucking cut carbs.
Yeah. So the goal is like longevity. Like, you don't want to get to a fucking, this is why we don't like 4 and 6 week fucking challenges. Cause we're like, yes, sweet, I'll drop all my carbs and bang, lost 6 kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, you're just going to put it all back on. Like, you need these fuels in you.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is what is so beautiful yet again, and why we preach this, is that you let's say, for example, like, a big thing that I love to go on about when I'm talking about dieting or any sort of even maintenance is banking your calories. Now, this is where that money analogy kind of comes back. Let's say I spend $2,000 on Friday or every single day on my calories, and then on Saturday I know I'm going to have a very expensive dinner. calorie wise and food wise. So what I'm going to do is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to save $300 or $200, whatever the hell you want. Now, my math is awful, so let me try and work this out. Now, let's say it's $200, so 246. You've now got 600 extra calories that you can spend on Saturday because you restricted yourself for 3 days. Now, to me, I think that is amazing because you can now go somewhere guilt-free and not have to worry about like what you're eating and just enjoy yourself with your family or with whatever your date or your friends or whatever it may be, and even have a glass of wine, have a beer, have a drink, whatever you want. And that's the beauty of that, is that if you're just smart about these things and you're accountable about them, you will still get results and you will not sacrifice your life. Because you're not dieting for a competition. You're not trying to step on stage for anything. You're a fucking human being who just wants to feel better and look better and move better. So why not? Why would you not want to go out and enjoy that with your family and your friends?
Like, I guess if people are looking at, if people are listening to this and thinking, fuck, like, that's a lot of effort. Okay, maybe. But if it's important to you, you will do it.
100%.
If you want to buy a Lamborghini, I mean, you're going to put away a certain amount of money each week to get that Lamborghini. You want to buy a fucking house, it's important to you, you will find a way to do this. I don't know why and when people's health and well-being started becoming second tier.
Oh, man.
I don't know when this started happening.
Preach it.
Like, I am a food lover. We know this. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Like, but still, my health is number one priority.
But the thing is, and this is what I find the funniest out of all that, people, as you said, will put money away for a house, will put money away for a car, will put money away for fucking drugs, alcohol, whatever the fuck it might be. But you know what? One day when you're fucking gone, that shit's still going to be here. You're not. Why not preserve the one thing that's actually going to be here for a limited amount of time? Like, that is the most precious to you. Your fucking health and well-being.
So, look, I don't know what happened. This is when it comes when we bring it back to like living a balanced lifestyle. We preach this on a day-to-day, living a balanced lifestyle. If it's important to you, you will do it.
100%.
And I guess we're kind of targeting the general population of people that, you know, if they want to lose weight or look good or whatever it is, whatever it may be. It's going to be hard when you start, but you got to understand that you're going to get to a point where you might not need to track your calories anymore because you have such a good understanding of how your body's moving, how these things work. Eventually, the aim is to get to a point where you kind of don't need to do that anymore.
100%. I agree. And I'm probably at that point. Like, but I just enjoy it.
Yeah, no, look, that's like, I admire the fact that you can do it. I honestly do. I don't know, I've done it multiple times. For me, it's not really like, I don't think it's time consuming, obsessive, anything like that. I just am lazy. Like, realistically.
But the thing is, as you said, health is still number one to you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still looking after yourself. You're not overweight. You're not underweight. And, you know, you're at good health. And to be honest, like, you actually don't eat that bad. Yeah, you eat some shit here and there. Oh, yeah. But, like, when it comes down to it, you still eat a high-protein diet. You still get a fair good amount of carbs in. And, you know, your fats are pretty decent.
Definitely. Well. Like, I know I don't track it, and I fucking indulge every now and then. but I am consciously thinking, okay, cool. So even though I'm not doing it on my phone, it's always being done up here. Okay, cool. So let's say it's 12 o'clock. I look back to my day. I think, fuck, all I've had is a coffee and maybe a fucking, I don't know, a chicken sandwich from Lux. I need to actually that might go buy a protein shake because I need some protein in me. That's consciously on my mind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know, we obviously talk about how fucked and, you know, I can go a little bit overboard sometimes, but
we all can.
We can.
And that's the thing that also people need to realize about this as well, is that tracking your calories is automatically going to make you eat a healthier diet.
Yeah.
Because when you realize, like, yeah, all calories are the same. But the thing is, if you get 100 grams of potatoes baked and then you get 100 grams of chips, the chips is going to be more calories.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather eat more potatoes. I mean, look, not really. I'd like to eat chips. But, like, if you're dieting and then you know that you have the option of eating one or the other, and you know you can eat more potatoes than you can chips, and that's going to fill you up longer and for a longer period of time and make you feel better long term than compared to the chips, then you're going to choose that. Because, yes, like, we don't label foods as good and bad, and you should be able to eat what you want. But the thing is that, let's say, for example, you have 800 calories left for for dinner that night and you're going out to a pub with your friends or your family and you're like, holy shit, I've only got 800 calories, but usually you'd go get a pizza and that's going to be 1,000 calories, but then there's a steak with potatoes and salad.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I also need to hit my protein actually. Oh shit, I'm going to get the steak instead.
Yeah.
Now, pizza or steak, you tell me what's healthier. So by default, by needing to track and hitting protein and all that sort of stuff, you've consciously made a decision to eat a healthier diet.
Yeah. And you would actually be surprised. I've had clients tell me this all the time, right? Let's say we're at maintenance, okay? So maintenance, for anyone that doesn't know, is just maintaining what you have now, okay? Let's say I give someone not a meal plan, but a guide on what you can have in a deficit or maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll break it down for you. Okay, cool. So if you have for breakfast this, and this, and then lunch you have that, in their head, like, this happens all the time. How the fuck am I going to eat all that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah.
And then let's say you put that into MyFitnessPal. There's multiple times where clients have said to me, I'm struggling to hit that, and they're in a deficit.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to hit 2,500 calories? I get to 7 p.m. and I've got 600 left, and I'm like, I can't fit anything else in. Because as soon as you start to track, you realize, holy shit, like, I can fit a lot into this. When you start eating, I wouldn't say like properly, but when you start tracking it.
Yeah, when you eat clean and you realize that you can actually get more food in, like more bang for your buck food into your diet. And you're like, holy shit, I've been eating wrong this whole time. And that's exactly why I like to do it, because I'm like, you know what? Like, if I can keep this going and I know that when I go out, I'm going to choose a steak over a pizza and it's going to serve me better and I'm going to feel better. I'm going to be able to eat more food, because let's face it, who doesn't want to eat more food?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, even when you're at maintenance, as you said with your client, like a lot of the time, like people struggle to eat that amount of food. Like I got clients, especially my male clients, who come to me like, oh, I want to get jacked and put on muscle. I'm like, brother, do you know how fucking hard that is? I've been trying for the past 2 years.
People don't realize that putting on weight is fucking hard.
Like, it is a struggle street. Try carrying around 2 liters of orange juice a day.
He used to literally walk around with 2 liters of orange juice every day just to hit his calories, but in a massive surplus.
I was eating 4,500 calories a day, and I was struggling to eat that a day. Yeah, I was, but I would do what it takes to hit that calories because I wanted to hit my goal.
Yeah,
that was important to me.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying you got to go eat 4,500 calories and get thick as fuck like I did.
Yeah,
but you know, like, you want to put on weight, and again, this is going into more of a calorie surplus, but like, again, you got to eat more carbs. Your fats are going to go up, and you have to be happy with looking at that scale and being like, it's getting heavier. Yeah. You need to mentally accept that, because you know what? Like, too many people come to us and always want to diet. And I honestly think that's a bad idea. I think always going into a diet, especially when I first get a client, isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
I personally like to put them at maintenance for at least 4 weeks.
100%. Yeah. A lot of people, I will say, let's say someone comes to me and they've never been in the gym, never really been active, but they have a really bad diet. I like to tell them, okay, cool. Look, we could realistically get you into a deficit right now, and then your training will, skyrocket. You're going to see massive results regardless. Okay, so why don't we focus on your training? I'm going to give you some guidelines on good foods to eat, foods that are high in protein, and I guarantee you the first 4 weeks you're going to be blown away. Then when we start to plateau, then we can kind of not aggressively, but track our calories properly and then put you into a proper deficit. So you're constantly going to be like this or like this. Yeah,
and training morale will always remain high, and so will energy, because they're coming in, they're hitting a PB, or they're coming in and they're looking better.
Yeah.
And they see that there's progress there. And the thing is that's funny as well, is that you go to a nutritionist or a dietitian or whatever, and let's say, for example, it's weight loss or whatever, or like bad eating habits. Do you know what they tell you to do to fix that? Keep a fucking food diary and write down what you eat, so you can physically see, physically look at what it is that you're eating within a day. A lot of the time, I don't even tell my client, I don't even give them a goal within the first week. I'm like, I just want you to track your food so you can see what you're
exactly.
eating. And then you look at it and you're like, holy shit, I get 20 grams of protein a day, I get 150 grams of fats a day, and I get 300 grams of carbs a day, and I only eat 2,000 calories. 1,500 calories.
That's an important one. Like, just not giving them a goal yet. Not giving them a goal. start tracking your calories just to see. I want to see what are these foods. Don't change a thing for the first week.
Yeah.
Just put everything in, and then your vision is going to be like, ooh, wow.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people will get a shock.
It's a massive shock. Like, I had a client who's no longer with me came to me saying, like, I want to just lose 5 kilos. I've done everything, and I can't lose weight. I just can't do it. I was like, okay, what's your training like? I do these HIIT classes. I'm not really doing any resistance training. Okay, cool. And you're tracking? I'm tracking everything. All right. Track everything for a week and let me see. Fucking hell. When I seen what was in here, like, no joke, 800 calories a day with fucking less than 30 grams of protein. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, of course you're not losing weight. Your body's going to plateau, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people think aggressive is always better. It's not. Less is more, guys.
Yeah.
Less is always more. You know what I mean? And like, another thing is like, you're going to be way better long term.
Yeah.
You're like,
that's the biggest point we want to get across is like the long-term goals are fucking way more important than instant gratification.
I know. And the thing is like, you know what? Taking a little bit, instead of taking 12 weeks or 8 weeks of those challenges to diet, take 30 weeks to diet.
Yeah.
You know? And that weight is always going to be there to lose. Like, it's just always going to be there. You can always lose weight. It's like, it's something that's always possible to do. Don't rush these things.
Yeah. Imagine if you did an 8-week challenge, right? And your goal was to lose fucking whatever. That doesn't matter. And you got to 8 weeks and you're like, cool. Like, what an achievement. And then you kind of fall into these bad habits. Imagine what your mental health will be like after 30, 40 weeks of dieting. Not even just dieting, but just being consistent. That is literally going to be embedded into your lifestyle. You're not going to go back to that. Well, what sane person is going to diet for half a year and then just look back and be like, well, fuck. Who wants to go back to that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had a client, you were there, put 27 kilos worth of weight in her hands.
Yeah, and she lost it.
She lost 27 kilos and she's holding 27 kilos. Is she really going to look at that and be like, fuck, might as well put that back on? She's made a lifestyle choice. Hasn't done some 8-week fucking challenge.
That's the thing. You're changing your life. You're making a conscious effort, and you're putting in that effort and that work to make a difference. And this is, guys, like, we're not shitting on anything. We just think that if people were to actually put in the effort and were people to realize that this is something that works, and it's scientific, it's numbers. Numbers don't lie. You know, you can make a difference. And don't be aggressive. Don't be stupid. Don't drop yourself to 800 calories a day. Also, like, seek help. Do something like that. Something that's going to help you. Get a coach, get a PT. Even if it's online, something you can afford. Go look up. There's so many articles out there.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like...
Instagram is not the place to look.
No, but look up someone like Martin McDonald Nutrition. You know, Lane Norton is a fucking great one. Like, all these people who are great, put in the work before we did, who worked this stuff out. Like, go read some of their articles and see what it's done and see what it is that does it. Because, look, knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better you're going to be. And that's the thing. The problem is with a lot of the people that come to us is they just don't know. Yeah, so that's what we're here for. We're trying to educate people about that and make them have an understanding that, you know, if you use these methods, then this is going to get you a result. Yeah,
I mean, it's like we said at the very start. It's the most simple equation ever. No, it's not easy. Yes, it is important. If it is important to you to hit something, look a certain way, do a certain thing, then you're going to find the time to do it. Yeah, if it's important to you to make money, what do? You go and get a job.
Yeah, 100%.
Go and fucking, like, just start tracking your calories. Just do it for a week or two just to see.
Yeah, and you'll notice a difference. Yeah, for sure. Just in food quality and everything, and you'll see like, oh shit, this is what I actually eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go on, and like you said, just go and hit someone up. Like, someone around you will probably know some way, or, you know, just seek some kind of help. If you don't know how to do it,
hit us up.
Yeah.
Like, ask a question. Oh, how does this work? Blah, blah, blah. I'll fucking answer. I don't care.
Oh, fucking for sure. That's like we said before, like, our job is to help people.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to give me be my client. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy to help someone.
Yeah, and that's what we also need them to understand. So this here, what we're saying is paid knowledge.
Yeah.
People pay for us to tell them this stuff. Like, we're giving this out for free right now because we care. We want people to know. So don't hesitate to message us and be like, definitely. Hey, you know, what's this? What's that? Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We love it. This is our job.
A lot of, like, I said to you this midweek, like, a lot of, say in the personal training course, the topic of nutrition, right? It comes across as personal trainers should not give nutritional advice or meal plans because, you know, that's a nutritionist's job and a dietitian's job. Okay. But if you're a fucking personal trainer and you can't give diet advice, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So look, this is just general population. If you have a fucking eating disorder, okay.
Yeah.
Go and see a dietitian.
If you're diabetic, somewhere else. Sorry,
Just
here's your referral letter.
Yes.
There you go.
We're just talking about if you want to do something with your life, hit us up. We're going to help no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. Now, shit that you see in the gym.
That was good.
That was awesome.
I like that.
Was that as good for you as it was for me?
Huh? What have I seen in the gym this week? Do you want to go first? I haven't really thought of it.
Fuck, I've seen some pretty stupid shit, man.
There was a little one that I want to mention. So there was a guy who was squatting and as he came up, did a calf raise and then back down and did another calf raise. But his squat was like awful as well. So it was So I was like, if you did a good squat and then a calf raise, I'd be like, fucking that's stupid. But your technique was terrible. Then you did a calf raise after.
Oh man, I saw I was with my client on like Wednesday night. It was like 6:30 in the gym, and these three like kids, like 3 Asian kids, like they were just squatting. And firstly, they had the towel on the bar.
Go on.
Which is just a no-go. And they were like, oh, like that's 60, and they're like, oh, bro, I can do more, like, you know, this, that. And they got to 100, and I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. And then they like did it for 1/4 rep with their knees kissing each other, and I was like, oh man, like please, like stop.
It's okay. If you're, I did some dumb shit. Like I think I mentioned this last episode, right?
Like, yeah,
I did some dumb shit, but I also had a good knowledge of technique. I just kind of maybe look, not even all the time. I just remember that one instance that I mentioned last week. But if you're young, like, who the fuck are you trying to impress?
I know you like the thing is if you're young, and the thing is that just come in and just train, but don't be an idiot. Yeah. You know, like I get it. You wanna get stronger, and like fuck, man.
Good
like,
on you, man. That's fucking
I'm
awesome
victim
to
of
start
that
early.
every single day, fighting my ego not to go heavier.
Yeah.
Like, but you got to realize, like, hey, I probably don't know what I'm doing. You know, like I probably have no clue. So like, don't be a hero. And there's like a few young kids that train like at our gym, and they come in, they got fucking belts on and knee sleeves and wraps, and it's like, bro, you don't fucking need that. Yeah, you're benching 60 kilos. Yeah, why the fuck do you need wraps?
Yeah, man. Like the younger kids that we have in our gym, in particular, like you guys need to take it down a notch. I've seen these other two boys, like they were just doing an incline dumbbell and then a flat dumbbell. I was with my client, and she was like, I was trying to have a chat with her like we are now, and I could see she was just had a blank stare in her face, and like she was watching something. I looked back and I was like, oh my God. She goes, I think I need to go up to them. Yeah. Like my client was like, I need to go teach those kids how to, like, because it was fucked.
Well, that's the thing. I've had an instance where, like, you know, like there's a couple of regulars in the gym during the day, and my client was like, oh, you just missed it. Like this guy went up to these particular kids and were like, oh boy, he's like, can I give you guys a tip? And they were like heaps ego about it. Like, fuck off. Like, we know what we're doing. It's like, who the fuck? No, you don't. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the guy going up to them didn't know what they were doing. Like, but, you know, the intention was there.
The intention was there. At least someone's trying to help someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what else have I seen in the gym this week?
I got something funny. My client goes to me and goes, oh, you work at Bondi. There's like a real good, like high standard level of trainers here, isn't there? I was like,
where did that go?
I was like, oh, you're in the wrong place.
Where did that go? Okay. So my biggest one was skipping. Please don't fucking skip on the red square.
Yeah.
Yes, squat calf raise guy. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
I really liked that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was good.
to wrap it up,
Plastic straws.
Track your calories.
Track your calories.
MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal. TDEE.com.
That's the website you can use to find a suitable maintenance calories for you.
I feel like we're sponsoring a post, but we don't get shit from this.
Yeah, we're just helping the average bloke or woman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so TDEE, proteins, good for
Highly satiating,
muscle recovery, muscle building. What else is there? Fats.
We're just saying shit now. No, but in all seriousness, guys, like tracking your calories is going to be the most long-term effective way to reach a goal. You know, I hope this podcast you've taken away some sort of like tips that you can use or some sort of tricks. You know, banking your calories, saving them. You know, don't need to cut carbs. How many grams per kilogram you can use to sort of work out where you're at with it, and you know how many calories. And you know what the funny thing is as well is that if you were to add up, so let's say 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories, and 1 gram of fats is 9 calories. Now, if you were to get your macros, so let's say you're on 120 grams of protein, 60 grams of fat, and 180 grams of carbs. Now, if you were to times that by 4 and then times it by 9 and add it together, you get your calories. Yeah. So fucking Wingardium Leviosa. Yeah. Fucking
guys, if you're struggling with the formula, just send us a message. We're like, I'm so happy to give someone a calorie goal on nothing. Like, it's so simple. Yeah. We're happy to help. Also, just to kind of end things on a positive note as well, we had this conversation with like, You know how you had the moment, you're like, fucking hell, like I'm listening to myself on Spotify. Cool, bro. So cool. I'm listening to myself on Spotify. Today someone reshared our thing, the guy that was on we were on his TV. Yeah, that's so cool. Like, Mama made it. We're just two fucking two guys just trying to, you know, do their part, and here we are on someone that I've never met before, and Jackson and I are just on his TV screen while he's working. That shit is fucking cool. Yeah. Awesome, bro. It's fucking awesome, man. I was like with a friend and we were in their car and they put on my podcast. I was like, holy shit, I'm on your car. Like, it's fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, I opened my fucking Spotify that I use every single day to listen to music, and bang, I can just listen to myself speak. I know. Like, we must love ourselves. I actually just love you, but. I love it. The bromance continues. Episode 10. Look out for it. I think that's a wrap, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Coachcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Coachcast and Coach Mike Stevens. And if you guys are interested in any sort of coaching at all, please DM us. Mine is at Coach Jackson Mansoudi. If you have any feedback, please DM us as well. We would love that. Thank you.